It looks like somebody found a loophole that they're going to continue to try to exploit in an attempt to destroy all of the evidence on my YouTube here. 2 videos in a row that do not violate YouTube's terms of service have been taken down while I'm streaming them. See, this is the kind of assaults that I'm talking about. The kind of assaults that I have to deal with that are of the non-physical sort. Because it is physical. It's not just physical towards me. See, this computer is an actual physical entity. My account here is an actual entity that I can see with my own 2 eyes. It contains actual evidence, real evidence. And that makes it important. Through all these, people went out of their way to try to destroy my Facebook, went out of their way to destroy my YouTube, and they succeeded. Once. The police have done everything that they can to literally ignore the crimes against me to this very day. I don't get what people are fucking offended by. Are you offended because I said the word gun? Is that a copyright infringement? Let me show you something here. This is a YouTube video. In this video, they do far more than I did in my last 2 videos. They got removed. We'll hit the paste and blam. This is Ian McClellan speaking about the Bushmaster. Well, I'm not going to tell you which one in specific. Video editor. This video has been removed for violating YouTube's community guidelines. 2 videos in a row have done that. You know, when people found that loophole on my Facebook where all they had to do was have them and all their buddies call something spam and it magically made it okay. You know, most of that shit did not violate Facebook's fucking standards. The problem is that you can't fucking argue with them or fucking do anything about it on your goddamn phone. You have to have an actual internet connection with an actual fucking computer to do a goddamn thing about it. And they've changed things a little bit since then. They might have that option somewhere, but I can't fucking find it. The Bollingers and the police did everything in their power to prevent me from showing evidence, to prevent me from showing the truth. This is up to and including harassing me, stalking me, sending them their friends out to threaten, harass, and intimidate me. There's a reason that they had their friends do it, so that their hands are magically clean. Oh, well, I'm not the one who threatened to murder Sean Schwartz. And of course, they're going to say, oh, well, I barely know this person. Or I don't know this person who threatened his life at all. But what they didn't pay attention to is that I took screenshots. These people were friends with each other, coordinating attacks on my character, as well as coordinating bombardments of fucking bullshit. The one Natalie Bollinger group that I was allowed in claimed that they were interested only in the truth. But then Natalie's family, who have been slandering my name in all of these different Natalie Bollinger groups. They weren't Natalie Bollinger groups. They were Sean Schwartz hate groups. And the Bollinger family used these hate groups to coordinate organized attacks on the internet against me, as well as organized attacks on me in real life. The lies that they told in those groups and the way that they twisted and manipulated the truth in order to hide their own crimes, to try to coax and convince people to be predatory towards me. Why would the Bollingers do this? Because they were Natalie's fucking predators. They were the ones who drove her to fucking suicide. When Natalie came into my life at 18 years of age, she told me that she was going to kill herself 100 times, and thinking of me was the reason that she didn't. This is the day that I was literally going to go into the bathroom in Starbucks and eat 37 Vicodin that had been given to me by DJ Wow. DJ Wow is probably not DJ's real name, but it's definitely DJ's street name. DJ Wow was also there and present the night that Danny died. If you guys have listened to the conversation between me and Tony DeStasi, you realize that was a true fucking story. Look at how many times she typed to me that she used to think she was in love with me. And sometimes, now I always sidestepped it. Sometimes she would say that she was over it, and sometimes she would say that she never got over it. She was the one who had added expectations. You can see clearly that I am fucking sidestepping that. Getting completely clear of that whole dating notion, that whole sex notion, because the idea of sex, just the idea of sex, is enough to boil people's fucking brains. These people coordinated attacks on my Facebook to try to get evidence destroyed, and actually succeeded in destroying evidence. Evidence that I had been speaking out and trying to get help for over a year. When Natalie died, there was the narrative that they already decided was the truth, even if it wasn't the truth. And no matter what, they were going to do everything in their power to allow only that narrative. Then again, my friends didn't help much, did they? I got a question. Go back and listen to the conversations that I've had with Brandon Ratner. Now, keep in mind, after 3 years, he still hasn't come forward in court. In 3 years, he still hasn't written a fucking report. In 3 years, he's gone horseback riding, and he's gone on fucking multiple, basically vacations. To him, they're obligations. I would love for my family to want to go out and go horseback riding with me for 10 days. That would be great. I don't know why it's a burden for him, but I want you to listen to those conversations with me and Brandon Ratner, and then I want you to tell me honestly, am I right to be pissed off at him for not coming forward about this shit at the very fucking beginning? I want you to listen to all the conversations between me and Miss Peaches. Look at the stories that I told at the very beginning that you guys called me a fucking liar for, that you victimized me over. I told you those stories about Miss Peaches, and Miss Peaches should have come forward. Those stories would have made all the difference in the world in court. Matter of fact, that evidence to this day could put those officers in prison. There's a reason for that. I'm disabled, and they took advantage of that to get away with the crimes that they committed. There is no statute of limitations on that. Not for Scott DaCosta, not for Danica Garner, not for Rochelle Shelley Campbell. The fact that it has been long-term abuse, and you guys try to justify it by calling me mentally ill and pretending I'm schizophrenic, the evidence is here. That evidence exists whether you call me schizophrenic or not. Apparently, my new keyboard is not wanting to agree with my computer. So what is it that these people have a problem with? They've got a problem with BB guns? They've got a problem with Nerf rifles? Or they've got a problem with me trying to explain to people that between joining in the fighting over stupid shit and going off in the mountains and fucking surviving until the shit blows over, going up in the mountains is probably the best option. Going to battle is probably the worst option. You need to pack light. You need to worry about freezing to death before you worry about fighting a battle. You need to worry about getting some dinner before you worry about fighting a battle. I don't know what the hell is up with YouTube. I don't know why it is that they allowed these people to do these terrible things to me over and over and over again, or why I can't talk to an actual human being. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook destroyed evidence because their algorithms are fucked up. Now, they changed a lot since the very beginning when all this shit first started happening. At the very beginning, all you had to do was call something spam. You have fucking 10 of your buddies call it spam, and boom, Facebook says, fuck you, it's spam, it's gone, and you're on a 30-day ban. This is the same Facebook that, when people are threatening my life, tells me that it's not against Facebook standards. So I take a screenshot of it and post it up on my fucking page and say, hey, this is what I'm having to deal with. And Facebook says that it's not against their standards. And then boom, I'm on another 30-day Facebook ban. Because apparently that is against Facebook standards. Facebook didn't think that it was against their standards for these people to threaten to fucking murder me. But apparently it's against their standards for me to post up a screenshot of it. Then there's a lot of people who wanted to be pissed off at me but not understand the situation I was in at all. There were people, I'm trying to show evidence of the abuse that I'm taking, and I've got people pissed off at me because I'm not editing out a bunch of shit that they want me to edit out. I don't even know how to fucking edit at that point in time. At that point in time, I have known how to fucking take screenshots for less than 2 fucking weeks. You want to fucking type at me and tell me how to think and how to feel. You want to force yourself into my situation. You want to force yourself into involvement in my situation. But then later on, you say that you don't want the drama. You say you don't want nothing to do with it. You know what? You should have kept your nose out of it to begin with. You fucking web sleuths. You made everything worse and you don't care. There's no consequences for you. There's no consequences for the fact that you knowingly and intentionally sold a narrative that you knew to be untrue for ratings, knowing that an innocent person would be harmed by you doing so. Mike Burdett knew exactly what he was doing. He also knew that he was breaking the law. And Josh, his buddy who took the interview, it wasn't an interview. It was me telling him exactly what was going on, because he agreed that number one, he wouldn't print anything until they found Natalie's killer, and number two, that he would turn that information over to the police. But did he? No, he didn't. He and Mike Burdett chopped it up into little bits and pieces to fit the narrative that they wanted to sell. The narrative that Sean Schwartz is a fucking psycho and deserves to be punished because he's different. Mike Burdett does not like women. He does not like homeless people. And he hates disabled people. He has made that perfectly abundant and fucking clear. You're going to hurt me over these hate mongers. And then you say, why are you so angry? Fuck you, bitch. Fuck YouTube and fuck Facebook. I would rather see my friends in real life, but I can't. And you don't want to understand that. You want to pretend like none of this abuse exists. You want to pretend that people harassing me like this douchebag who keeps calling me up from a restricted number night after fucking night after fucking night. My predators were fucking relentless and you didn't give a shit. You didn't care about the truth then, you don't care now. The police used Facebook as their judge of whether or not something's illegal. While these other people are claiming that I am a terrible person, I'm doing what they did to me. I'm doing the things that the police told me are not illegal. But if I do them, magically they're all of a sudden illegal? No, 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 no. Not O-fucking-K. It's not okay that Ted Bollinger was free to go out and commit the crimes that he committed after Natalie's death just because the cops didn't want to do their fucking jobs. It is not okay that Ted Bollinger and his daughter Alicia got away with the shit that they did at my grandma's fucking funeral just because the cops didn't want to do their fucking jobs. You say, what can I do? You can speak out. If you believe that every American should have the right to a fair trial, then yes, speak out. Speaking out is just a start. You want to hate me for the things that I did back. I had to do those things. When those things were done to me, you pretended that those things didn't happen, or that it's okay for people to do those things to me. The rules are different from you than they are for me, aren't they? You don't hold yourself or any of your friends or family to the same standards of perfection that you expect out of me because I am different than you. Because I'm autistic, I have to take more abuse than anyone else. You expect me to take abuse that you would never accept happening to you in your lifetime. And you expect me to take that abuse. Because I'm autistic, I must deserve it. Because my name was slandered and I was never allowed to defend myself. I must deserve it. Because I don't trust the police over crimes that they repeatedly continue to commit, that I must somehow deserve this abuse. Meanwhile, what reason did YouTube possibly have for removing my last two videos? They had no fucking reason to do so. It did not violate Facebook's policies. It did not violate YouTube's policies. That video by Ian McClellan, that's a real firearm that he's working on. That is a real firearm that he tears apart and shows the insides of. Shows you how it works. He actually goes out and shoots these real firearms on his YouTube channel. But apparently my airsoft bullshit is against YouTube fucking standards. Fuck you, Alicia.